This is what you can expect to see. They have big whale shows. They also have whale exhibits where they're behind the glass windows. So this is a picture at SeaWorld. So the cost. Whenever you go whale watching, it's a fairly good price. You can expect to pay on average about $30. Sometimes it's a little cheaper or more expensive depending on the boat you take and also the amount of time you're going to be whale watching. SeaWorld on average is about $50, sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less, depending on location. There are 3 locations of SeaWorld, and there are many, many whale watching sites all around America and other countries, just anywhere in the ocean, basically. So on a whale, all whales have dorsal fins. So this here is a whale in its natural habitat. Male orcas can have up to a 6-foot-tall fin, and here is a whale at SeaWorld. And as you can see, their fin is bent over, and I'm going to tell you why their fin is bent over in my next slide. So whenever you see a whale with their bent over fin, this is called dorsal fin collapse. And basically what this is their fin is not strong enough to stay up anymore. This can happen for many different things. One main reason is whenever they're at SeaWorld, they're not in constant motion. They're usually in a tank that's about 1% of their natural habitat, so it's like the whales living in a bathtub. So whenever they're just constantly there in their pool waiting, they don't have any muscle in their fin, so it causes it to collapse. Also, another thing is at SeaWorld, the trainers will feed the whales dead fish. And the thing with dead fish is it causes the whales not to get as much nutrients or hydration because in natural fish there's more water for them to be hydrated and there's also more nutrients. They can also get this from disease and injury. So in the tank, many of the whales will fight because there are different whales from all over the country, different places, so they're not in their natural habitat pods. So injury will cause their fin to collapse like this whenever they fight. So this is raking, and what raking is whenever one whale uses their teeth and scratches another whale. So this picture here is a picture of already healed rakes, and so those are just a bunch of scratches. This is a fresh one, and this happened to this whale recently, as you can see by the picture. It causes them to bleed, and there have been some cases where the whale has actually bled out because they've been raped so badly. Okay, so food, there's many different food sources for whales in their natural habitat, as you can see here, but they're limited when they're in SeaWorld tanks. They only are able to eat dead fish, therefore they don't get as much nutrients as they should be getting. So lifespan, whenever they're in captivity, their lifespan is not nearly as long as when they're in their natural habitat. So in their natural habitat, they can live 50 to 80 years. There have been cases where they've lived longer, and females usually live longer than males. And in captivity, it's about 25 years, and that's kind of stretching it because most SeaWorld whales only live for 10 years. And some even die at birth because it's not their natural habitat, and their body can't adjust to it. So these are some of the things that happen when they're taken out of their natural habitat. So I already talked about the dorsal fin collapse and the lack of nutrients, the raking, and there's also dental problems. And what happens with that is the whales like to bite at the bars because they want to get out of their cages. So they bite at the bars, causing their teeth to break and become weaker. So then the trainers have to drill a hole in the middle of their teeth and fill them in with some fake stuff. And then also the whales are very violent because they don't like to be trapped. So they get violent with each other, as well as there have been some cases with humans where they have been aggressive towards humans. There's a whale named Tilikum, and he's a whale, very famous whale at SeaWorld, and he has killed 3 people. And so also with being in the tank, they can have irritated eyes and skin, and this is because of the chlorine. So the chlorine is not natural for whales at all, so it really irritates their skin and eyes. Also, since the water is really clear in the tanks, the whales aren't protected from the sun, so they get really bad sunburn. And then when they're separated from their pods, that can cause stress, and they can get really upset and die from being depressed. And then there's also improper breeding, and this is because they breed with whales that aren't of the same kind, so it causes just problems like birth defects, things like that. Okay, so the reasons why I think whale watching is better is because we're not harming the whales and we're keeping them safe. Also, you get to, take as many pictures as you want. I get to go out in the ocean on a boat. There's many different locations and the price is way cheaper. Okay, so now I'm going to show you a video.
Meanwhile, in Florida today, it started out the way it usually does. Tourists gathered for a show at SeaWorld in Orlando. Then, without warning, something went terribly wrong. Kelly Cobiella tells us that as the horrified audience watched, a killer whale attacked one of the park's most experienced trainers and drowned her.
The popular Shamu show at Orlando's SeaWorld hadn't yet begun when the park's largest killer whale, a 12,300-pound male orca named Tilikum, swam toward 40-year-old female trainer Dawn Brandshoe and, according to one witness, pulled her underwater.
She was standing on the rocks right above the viewing area. He jumped out, he took off, and then he came back, he jumped up, grabbed her, started thrashing around, and then her shoe fell off. And he was thrashing her around pretty good. It was violent.
A tourist at an earlier show said the animal seemed agitated.
I wish and pray that they hadn't gotten in the pool, since the whale was clear that he was upset, and my prayers go to that person's family.
SeaWorld closed part of the park and canceled killer whale shows in Orlando and San Diego.
We have never in the history of our parks experienced an incident like this.
Yet this killer whale reportedly has been involved in another death at SeaWorld. In July of 1999, a man apparently stayed in the park after hours, jumped into the animal's tank, and was killed. And in 1991, before being sent to SeaWorld Orlando, Tilikum and two female killer whales drowned a young trainer at a Canadian park called Sealand of the Pacific. Other killer whales have been known to turn on their trainers, in 2004 at SeaWorld in San Antonio and in 2006 at SeaWorld in San Diego. The worst of the injuries in those cases was a broken foot.
This particular killer whale normally doesn't have swimmers in the tank with it because of its size and strength. It's primarily used for splashing the audience. We were able to reach Dawn Brandshoe's mother late this afternoon. She told us that Dawn was one of 6 children. She loved animals, and she will be missed. Katie?
So sad. Kelly Cobiella in Miami.
Okay, so that's the end. Basically, I just recommend you going whale watching instead of SeaWorld because it's way better for the animals, and in the end, we want to protect our natural habitat. Thank you.
Okay, so as you can see, it's just me today, so I will try to embody our dear friend Mr. Johnson, and I'll be extra mean to you today. So I like the fact that you chose something that you're passionate about. I could tell that you had a lot of good evidence as far as these captive whales and how poorly they're treated. The things that I didn't particularly care for was the fact that you said so I don't know how many times. So I would like for you to stop saying the word so many times.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes.
Because it's so impacting your grade. All right? The other thing is that you're looking at the slides a lot, and I think that's partly because of the fact that you had so much detail going on in the slides. Some of your classmates do a good job of putting just pictures on there, so that way they can speak to the pictures. You had pictures and details, and so I think you looked a little too much at the slides. So try to focus your attention on us and just allude to the pictures every now and then. All right? All right, that's it. Very good. Yes, you may.
Maybe we should just pass these around a couple of books.
I haven't posted the video of Tuesday's class. I'll do that today, so you have that. Did you do the extra credit? Did you do the extra credit? This or that? No, you'll be fine. There'll be one more extra credit thing to do. Yes.
For that one, like it did count towards it. I remember I was emailing you about.
No, it shows that it does, but it doesn't.
It shouldn't.
It shouldn't. So when you see the point total, subtract 5. Right? Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
So if you don't do the extra credit, you don't get a 0. You hear that, Natalie? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
When do we show you the extra credit?
It's gonna be by midnight tonight, or midnight this week.
I thought it was midnight by Sunday.
Did we just show you
Was it?
Sunday. What did I say?
Oh, I thought it was last Sunday.
I'm too nice. I'm too nice.
Do we email it to you or do we just show you the picture?
You snapshot it and email it to me.
Oh.
You know how to take a snapshot?
Not on my computer screen. But I took it and I took a picture of the final page. Can I send that to you?
Yeah, I guess. I'm confused.
If you like Google how to snapshot, it'll show you like
On your
from what
computer?
computer.
Do you have an HP or yeah, but I already took it and like I'm not exited out the screen now.
So you took a picture with your camera
Yeah.
of it? Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
All right.
I'm ready.
All right, VR, go ahead.
Time for having postcards, but I had concussion, so I can't remember that too much.
Okay. Okay, that's
Alright,
fine.
so today I'm be presenting to you guys Infinity Automaking, Promoting Luxury and Performance by me, Brandon Romero. Alright, just for starters, who likes luxury or foreign cars? Who's heard of Infinity? Okay, nice. So Infinity is a luxury division of the automaker of the. Alright, my fault. Infinity is a luxury vehicle division of Japanese automaker Nissan, and Nissan started selling cars in North America and on November 8th, 1989, and their cars range from coupes to sedans to hybrids to SUVs. And in 2014, they're currently remodeling and renaming their current lineup and introducing the G Series. And Infinity looks to achieve a premium status by infusing its SUVs and its sedans with spirit, performance, and additional luxury. And today I'm going to cover 3 specifics about Infinities. First, I'm going to go more in depth over the cars, then I'll touch down on specific features and benefits, and lastly I'll discuss models, prices, and future concept. For starters, Infinity offers luxury for every class. Since there's been a wide range of models over the years, you could get a relatively cheap older model for a good price and range to a 2015 Q Series fully loaded for a pretty expensive price. Nissan, the parent company, has combined with Infinity to combine durability, performance, and luxury all into one vehicle. And since they are made in Japan, they don't go through an assembly line, so that means there's less errors, less recalls through manufacturing, because they're made in a room all at once from the bottom up. So basically, Infinity offers luxury cars that are high performance, that are built to last, and they're well built. Next, I want to show you quick videos of some features of the new G Series.
In the fraction of time we spend driving in reverse, about 500,000 accidents occur each year, which is why the Infiniti QX60 has the world's first safety technology available, like backup collision intervention, which can brake even before you do, to help keep everyone safe. The Infiniti QX60.
did you know to brake?
It's a smart car. It can help sense a potential collision before I can see it, and alerts me to it so I can apply the brakes. It also has a lane detection system, which senses if I start to drift unintentionally out of my lane on the freeway. Helps me steer back into it. It has backup assistance, which helps detect crossing vehicles and large objects behind the car and will automatically apply the brakes if necessary. Plus, it has a camera system that gives you a virtual 360-degree view around the car when you park.
Beauty and brains. That's a combination you've never been able to resist.
Touché.
Next, I will touch down on some luxury and comfort features. So all Infinities offer all fully powered seats, windows, steering wheels. The steering wheel adjusts to your own comfort when you start your vehicle. It has heated mirrors and seats as well. It has no key, so you can push to start your vehicle. You could open your trunk by a push. You could lock your vehicle. It has alloy and leather interior, dual zone climate control. So for you and your passenger, if your passenger's hot, you could have it set up for them to have the heater on. If you're cold, you can have the AC on. Also, it offers 5 specific driving features, including eco, standard, personal, sport, and for snow. And there's also tilt and telescopic steering. A couple safety and technology features include stability and traction control. Some cars have all-wheel drive, some have rear-wheel drive. Also, there's an emergency braking assist, rear camera view, as you seen in the video. There's also braking assist and cruise control scanners. So when you're driving on cruise control, it gets stopped for you. If there's cars ahead of you, slow down, speed up. There's also Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, XM radio. There's a Bose system automatically installed in your car, and also has built-in GPS and maps. So next, I'm gonna cover a couple models and couple pricings of a couple Infiniti cars. The slightly cheaper model and its older model is the G35, as you can see on the left, and the G37 on the right. The G35 starts at about $10,000, and G37 start around and range from $20,000 and up. These are the new Q series, and these are the new top-selling cars of this year for Infiniti. The regular Q50 starts about $37,000, and the hybrid starts about $44,000. And next is our new Q60. This is the #1 selling coupe that we have offered over the years. It's convertible about $49,000 with a hardtop, and then they start about $40,000 regular. And lastly is our SUVs. On the left is our cheapest SUV we offer, the Q series. It's a QX50 for $30,000, and on the left we got the QX80 for about $63,000, and that's not fully loaded. That's just for starting. And this is our next car that we're going to be working on. It's a future concept Q80, which probably won't be under sales until about 2016. But that concludes my presentation for today. Thank you. Any questions?
All right. Okay. Okay. So I can tell right away that she did a fair amount of research, a lot of research in regards to Infiniti. So good job there. I can tell that you're passionate about this, and this is something that you want to share with us. There's a couple things though that I kind of had an issue with. One is that how many of you make $60,000 to $70,000 in this class? You do, huh? You balled in? Okay. That's usually what it's going to take to pay for one of these cars, right? Unless you're making 30 and.
Included, that's why. But I mainly want to do on the Q series because it's a newer series.
Yeah.
But I figured like we're going to be able to afford in this class.
Yeah.
So I do in the G series and the cheaper sedans too.
I get it. It's just one of those things where it's probably going to be 4, 5, 6 years before any of us in this room could probably afford one. And we're probably going to forget the presentation.
Of course.
I get it though. I get it that you want to make it Infiniti. maybe I would have stuck with something that, hey, this is the car you can get in your first career kind of thing.
Yeah.
So you can start at Infiniti level and then work your way up from there or whatever, something like that. The other thing is that you mentioned touchdown 3 times or 4 times. Are we watching the football? Touchdown.
I'm touchdown on a couple basic specifics.
Yeah, it's touch on.
Yeah.
So not touchdown.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you say touchdown, I'm thinking that we're watching football.
My fault.
All right. And that was it. All right. So good job, Brandon. I'm getting nicer and nicer as these go on. I should be meaner.
Yeah, you know what?
I know you guys went first.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
Alright, welcome everybody. My name is Isaac Herrera. I'm going to talk to you guys a little about running and cardiovascular activity. Alright, so I'm going to touch on 5 different topics. I'm going to touch on calories, health issues, health solutions, cardiovascular activity, and nutrition. Okay, what are calories? So calories are basically food or drink energy that you need to provide during normal activities, daily activities. I got a tool for you guys. It's freedieting.com. Under tools, go to calorie calculator. You can count calories. I have an example for myself. So I have Isaac Herrera, age 19, gender's male, 173 pounds, 69 inches. I exercise about 3 times a week. So once you calculate that, it's going to give you a maintenance of 2464. Fat loss 1971 and quick fat loss of 1478. So that's meaning how many calories you should daily intake to maintain fat loss and quick fat loss. Alright, so the problem is with calories and eating is that it can be serious and costly. According to a 2014, the observatories, CDC, Center of Disease and Control Prevention, stated that at least 600,000 people in the U.S. die to heart disease as the #1 leading cause. #2 is going to be cancer, and #3 is stroke. It can be seriously costly. According to the average person, they spend less than $1,500 compared to the people who are obese on medical costs a month. Alright, so the solution. My solution is basically PT. As an Army foot soldier for the Army National Guard, my job is to be continuously physically and mentally tough. I set out a program out here, passed out earlier. Pass it out. What we did in basic training in my year of 2012. Basically, I started out at 180 pounds, lost about 30 pounds in this program. So it's not going to be easy at all. It's crawl, walk, run. As we all started, we started about half a mile a week, a mile, second week as it says on the paper, but it takes step by step to get there. I got a video to show you guys too. It's a little motivation I use when I go running at all any times.
At Chili's, fresh is now. Craft burgers, fresh ingredients. Made to order when you order. So you can devour it right about now. The new sweet and smoky burger and the new Chili's, where fresh is happening now.
When I went to college, guys were way smarter than me. 4.0s, 3.0s, they went to the Ivy League high schools, came to Oakwood from these great high schools. Most of them are not doing what I'm doing. Why? Because it's not about where you come from. It's about heart. You come to a place where, being smart ain't enough. You gotta have heart. That's why I wake up every morning at 2 o'clock, 2:30. Because I got my mama counting on me. I got my sister counting on me. I got my son and my daughter counting on me. I got a world that gets up every morning and watches me. Stop being this high school dropout. Stop giving up. Stop sleeping on the street. Stop walking up and down Finkel Avenue like you ain't got nothing, and get your GED. Stop being afraid to take a test. Stop being afraid to go to college because your daddy didn't go and your mama didn't go. I don't do well in math. You're right. You ain't never studied. I'm not good in writing because you have never written before. You can't get through a writing class and you got tutor after tutor, resource after resource. The problem is you ain't never felt no pain before. You're soft. It's a soft generation. You quit on everything. You have to give it everything you got. No more TV, no more parties, no more playing. If you have a 4.0, what you need to be doing is studying. And when you get to the point where all you want to do is be successful, as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. And I'm here to tell you, number one, that most of you say you want to be successful, but you don't want it bad. You just kind of want it.
I wrote the video right there. Basically, gave the point of saying, he started off saying that if you've never done math, you're bad at math, it's because you haven't tried. Give yourself effort in trying accomplishing what you want to achieve. So never give up. The videos basically, never give up. Always give 100%. Cardiovascular exercise is #1 exercise. Like WAS. One motivating key that helps me out in running groups. I never could run by myself at all. It's always a hard fact for me to do. It's not a habit for me, but I suggest that you guys do create a habit. It's honestly, it creates a lot of nutrients. In my next slide, I'll tell you about it. But it's difficult, rewarding, and there's another fact too I should put on the slide, that the heavier you are with calories, the heavier you are, the more calories you're gonna burn. So what does it do for you? Muscle stamina is gonna create flexibility, strength, cardiovascular is gonna all those nutrients go to your bloodstream. Stress relief, and for females, it's endorphin release. Stress relief for all males and females. Alright, nutrition. Nutrition is a key fact to any exercise at all. If you're weightlifting, running, anything like that, I suggest you guys eat protein, carbohydrates. It's going to replenish those nutritious effects you lost during the exercise. So say if you can go for a run, of course you can drink water, replenish your electrolytes, carbohydrates like potatoes, protein, you can use seafood, of course steak's good, pasta, any white poultry meat also. 6 benefits of physical activities, you can see some here. Exercise controls weight, exercise improves mood, exercise can be fun, all they take. Equipment. Equipment I like to use to go running, I'm a fan of Nike. I like to use Nike shoes. Free run Nike shoes are good, I like to use. I do have the Skeletos, they're kind of weird shoes to use, but they're really comfortable on my feet. Now, another program Nike uses, if anyone has the iPhone 5 here, 5S, iPhone 6, like that, they do have the Nike free, an app called the Workouts. It's the iPhone tracker I use. It helps me keep track of my workouts. I can do distance, calories, I can calculate how far I'm running. Motivation, I listen to music. One of the bands I was listening to is AC/DC ever since high school. Thunderstruck's been my song since wrestling. But motivation to you could be anything else. Alright, so let me guys ask you, what's your next step into your running career?
All right. Are you ready for me?
Sure.
All right. Okay. You used the word Persian twice. I don't know what a Persian is.
Persian?
A Persian?
I don't remember using that.
Okay. I think you're trying to say person, but just be mindful of these words that if you use it more than once, try to correct yourself. Say, sorry, when I meant to say person or whatever. All right. I like the video. It's motivational, but I didn't get the point of it. I mean, I get the point that it's to overcome your limitations, I guess. Am I supposed to understand that it's exercising?
Well, I try to understand that I said to myself, never give up. It was also in the slide, never give up, but always conquer fear and to try it, never give up.
Yeah.
That's basically what it was, never give up.
Yeah, I get that, but I'm trying to, in my mind's eye, trying to figure out that means not to give up on exercising. That could be I'm not giving up on my part-time job, or not to give up on school. Do you know what I'm saying? I'd rather you have showed me like some CrossFit guys